Hey YouTube, so today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a talkie video for you. I've never done a talkie video before, so bear with me. I'm going to show you how to cover your eyebrows. I'm going to show you two different ways. There's loads of ways you can cover your eyebrows really, but I'm going to show you two of my favourite ones to do. I like to use this glue stick called Boss Stick. It's just your general glue stick. So the first thing I'm going to do is get your glue stick and run it backwards across your eyebrow, like this. I hope you can see all this, by the way. It's really awkward the whole film setup is just a real pain in the ass. The good kind. But yeah, go backwards across your eyebrows and really coat all those hairs so that they'll stick back down upon themselves. And then what you want to do is you want to go up, brush the hairs up and flatten them. And the reason you go up is, pardon me, the reason you go up is if you push them up, there's less of them together, so there'll be less texture. If you brush them sideways, they're all lying on top of one another, like in a big layer, and it'll look lumpier and it won't look as good. So if you brush them up, it just looks better. Believe me, I've been doing it for a while now, so take my word for it. Or don't, do it whatever way you want. I'm just showing you what way I do it. And then what you want to do after that is, I use a little spatula, but like loads of times I've lost my spatula and haven't been able to use it. You can use like a butter knife, the back of a spoon, you can use a makeup brush, whatever you want, and just really flatten them out. And then you need to do a coat of translucent powder, like the loose stuff, just stuff like that. That'll just help it dry, and I absolutely cake this stuff on. So then you just knock off the rest of the powder with the brush. And then have a look. I like to do 2 layers usually. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need a second layer. Usually let it dry for a minute or so, but I'm just doing the makeup video. I'm taking it off in 5 minutes. So just another quick layer. And really flatten them down again. And then do another. You really want to get the powder on as quick as you can, because sometimes the hairs will spring back out, and you want to just slap that powder on as quick as you can. And you need to do quite a thick coating of powder as well, because sometimes the glue stick, obviously because it's glue, will stick to the powder puff and will rip back off, and you'll need to just take it off and do it all over again. So there, your eyebrow is completely flat. I'll go on and show you the next way straight away, I suppose. You can get brow wax. I'm not sure if it's actually brow wax or special effect wax, but it's Kryolan Special Plast. You're staring me right in the face. So you just scoop out a little bit of that and just warm the product in your hand. It's really quite hard to start off with, but after a while of kind of moulding it in your hands, it gets a bit softer. I just take off little lumps of it, kind of in sections, and press them down my eyebrow and go up. And it makes your eyebrows look a bit mad. I kind of like the look of that. It looks like a real full brow. I really like a full brow. And then there is a sealer you can buy with that product as well. It just looks like this. My one is years old now. It's so empty. I don't use it on myself anymore. I'd use it on, if I was doing somebody else's makeup and they wanted their eyebrows covered, I'd use this. And you just get a layer, slap it right on. Whoops. And try not to get it on your facial hair, because it is a motherfucker to get off. Go and show you how to cover it now. You get any full coverage foundation, like you can use M.A.C full coverage like I'm going to use now, just because it's the closest thing to me. You can use Smashbox as a full coverage foundation. You can use a really thick concealer. Dermacolor or Dermablend do a really good concealer. Vichy have a really thick one as well. Kryolan's TV paint sticks are all really thick, and you do need a really thick foundation to cover the colour out of your eyebrows. You can use as light a foundation as you want afterwards over it, over your whole face, but you really need the thick stuff to cover your eyebrow hairs. I like to just pat it down over this. Patting gives you the most coverage. And I know this is the completely wrong colour for my face, but it's a fucking video. Whatever. This is the colour foundation that I wear in drag anyway, so. I find the product slides off the sealer as well, really. It's not a really good base for any foundation really, I don't think. And you can really see a line with the sealer, whereas with the glue stick you can't see a line. I love powder, in case you didn't guess. I absolutely love powder. It's like the best invention ever. I absolutely love cake in my face now. If it doesn't feel like you're wearing a mask, you haven't put on enough foundation. Cool, so that's basically how you cover your eyebrows. I really like this one. What do I look like in the camera there? I look like a pig. Like I said, I like the glue stick. The glue stick looks really flat. With the glue stick though, it's waterproof, it's water soluble, so if you sweat a whole lot in drag, then it might melt a little. Yeah, so don't mop your brow if you're using the glue stick method, because it will contact with the, obviously, toilet paper or whatever you're using, and it'll rip off your eyebrow, and that's not a good look. It's happened to me 2 or 3 times and I've learned just not to do it. But apart from that, it's all good. Also, when you're taking off your makeup, make sure to really get that shit out, because like I go out Saturdays after work, usually to the Dragon Club or the George or something like that, and they've got UV lights, and if you have any of this stuff left in your eyebrows, then it like catches the UV light and it looks like someone jizzed all over your face. Like, the glue stick is so flexible as well. After a while of moving your eyebrows around with this one, you can see the line is starting to appear as well, and that sealer, if you're sweating a lot in drag as well, that sealer will trap the sweat under your brow, and you can push it and sweat will literally just burst out of it. It's fucking disgusting. But like I said, loads of people do it anyway, so whatever you're in. Some of the preparation work you might want to do for flattening your eyebrows out is to pluck them. Really, really pluck them. Because I find eyeshadow doesn't go great on over this surface. Yeah, just pluck them. And you see, when you go like this, your crow's feet. You see I have crow's feet there and there. If your glue stick or your sealer is in there, if your eyebrows go that far in, then first of all you have a unibrow, so get rid of it. And second of all, the sealer is going to be moving around. It's not very flexible. It'll crack and it'll look fucking horrible. And I just do a quick little base. And like, my eyebrow shape changes all the time because I never do them the same. Unless you have stencils, you're never going to get them the same. And if they're exactly the same, you're just going to look like a fucking weirdo as well. Because they're sisters, not twins. Cool, so that's them mapped out. They're even enough, they'll do the job. It's not a makeup video. And then what I like to do is use a cream liner. Like this one, it's always in my videos. Regina George got me into it. Regina's a Dublin drag queen as well, not the one from Mean Girls. But this is fucking amazing. I've had this over a year, I'd say, and like, I've still got product left in it. It's absolutely amazing. You can use the same brush if you want. I'll show you 2 different ways of doing it. I used to just use this one brush. I'm going to need to use a little mirror here. I used to use this just one single angled brush from M.A.C. and do the whole brow with this. And brows are one thing you really will want to stay on, because if they fade off and melt off, you're going to look like a dickhead because you'll have no eyebrows on. And you can make them as big or little as you want, really. It's personal preference. I used to do them really, really thin. They're like wisps. But now, like I said earlier on, I'm a fan of a power brow now. So I like them to be really thick. And these are going to be 2 completely different shapes because I'm doing 2 different ways, just so you know. And then what I've favoured doing recently is using this as a push liner brush from Smashbox. I just really dig it into the product. Absolutely just jam it in. Can you see me? I think you can. And then just go. And then I like to still finish it off with this brush because this is a really awkward angle for doing the tail of an eyebrow. Cool. Yeah, that's not like the perfect eyebrow, but if you fuck up with your eyebrows, you can just get a bit of your full coverage back. And just go in and fix up the shape. And there we go. Perfect little eyebrow. And then you can go in and like taper or round off the insides. Or if you prefer a really sharp brow, leave them sharp. That's all up to you. And you can use loads of different stuff. I really prefer the gel eyeliners, just because they go on so smooth and they don't dig into the product. If you dig into the Pritt stick, you'll knock it off. And if you, well, you won't knock it off, but you'll leave an indentation in it, which can look a bit dicky. And if you dig into this, like, it'll just scrape off. And you'll be left with something like that, and you'll have to take the whole thing off and do it all over again. I think that's everything, really. I don't know how long this video is going to be, or how long it has been, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I helped you some. Wish me luck taking this off now. I have to go and shave my facial hair away, and then I'm going to make another video for you. And then, what am I doing then? I'm going to do an outfit of the day kind of week thing for you. I'm going to start doing those every time I do drag. I'm going to do like a little outfit, like where I got what and where it's from, just for shits and giggles. And if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, then don't watch it. See ya!